Okay, so example 2. Setting up and solving a multi-step equation. So this says Noah and Kate are shopping for new guitar strings in a music store. Noah buys 2 packs of strings. Kate buys 2 packs of strings and a music book. The book costs $16. Their total cost is $72. How much is 1 pack of strings? So we're going to define our variable first. The last sentence tells us, or asks us, how much is 1 pack of strings? 1 pack of strings is the variable we're trying to define. So I'm going to use P for cost strings. So P for pack of strings. You could use S, you could use X, but you define that variable to start. So we're going to compare 2 expressions, or an expression and a value. So their total cost is $72. We're going to have an expression that represents that total cost. So Noah buys 2 packs of strings. So 2 packs of strings at P dollars per pack is going to be 2 times P. Plus, Kate also buys 2 packs of strings. So that's another 2P, 2 times the price per pack of string, plus 1 book that costs $16. So that's our total. Our total is equal to $72. So the reason I wrote 2P as an expression is because we don't know the price for each pack of strings, but we know we bought 2, Kate bought 2, so we multiply those 2 values to get the total cost for the packs of strings they bought. So to solve this, combine the like terms to get 4P plus 16 equals 72. I would finish this by subtracting 16 from both sides. 4P is going to equal 56. I divide both sides by 4. 1 pack of strings is going to cost us $14. And I should have done better with my units. But 1 pack of strings costs $14. So, in part 2, guided practice number 2, I want you to take a minute to pause the video, try this example, and then when you're ready, you can resume the video to check your answer with what I wrote. Okay, so example 3. We're going to solve some equations using the distributive property. So what this means is we need to remember from lesson 1.7 how to distribute to simplify an expression. So in example 3, on the right-hand side, I'm going to distribute the 3. So my left-hand side remains 18. The right-hand side becomes 6x minus 18. So to solve this, I'm going to add 18 to both sides. To eliminate 18, I get 36 equals 6x. I complete this equation by dividing both sides by 6. X ends up being 6 as my solution. So I noticed the guided practice and the equation we just worked through are the same. So I'm going to change this to plus 6 instead of 2x minus 6. So I'm still going to have you solve it. So pause the video, see if you can solve this. When you're ready, resume the video and check your answer with me. Okay, so our last couple examples involve fractions and decimals. So to solve the equation in example 4, we need to combine these as like terms. We have to also realize that both of these fractions, they have different denominators. So before we combine them as like terms, we need a common denominator, which means we need to find the least common multiple of 5 and 4. So the smallest number that 5 and 4 both multiply into. That number is 20. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. So to get these to be like terms, or get these to be common denominators, for the first fraction, I'd have to multiply the top and the bottom by 4. Second fraction, I'd have to multiply the top and the bottom both by 5. So the first fraction becomes 8b over 20. The second fraction becomes 15b over 20. And that equals 3. So I'm going to, off to the side here, write these as combined terms, or combined like terms. 8 plus 15 is 23 over 20. And that's with b, equals 3. So like we did a few lessons ago, we multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 23 over 20, which is 20 over 23. 20 over 23. That is because this becomes 1, which eliminates it from that side of the equation. So our final answer, our final solution, is 60 over 23, which is a solution I would leave it as, right? Is a solution I would leave it as. 60 over 23 is fine. I don't want a decimal as my answer. I'd prefer to leave it as a fraction. So what I'd like you to do for the guided practice, I'd like you to just do part A. You can skip part B for now. We will get practice with this, but I just want you to try part A. Pause the video, work through it, and then check your answers when you're ready. Okay, so for our last example, again, I know I'm skipping some of the guided practice. We will skip guided practice 5 because I feel like you're going to get some practice with that eventually anyways. So with this example, I just made a little bit of a mistake. You can cross out this 5 at the end here, all right? You're probably going to want a calculator for this, but the solving, it's really just a two-step equation. It's just using a calculator to help you with some of the work. So for this equation, I would add 2.325 to both sides of my equation first. Now I get 0.5x equals whatever 0.95 plus 2.325 is, which that's 3.275. So to finish solving my equation, I'm going to divide both sides by 0.5. And again, use a calculator. I'm going to encourage that. So my solution is 6.55. So it's just dealing with the same equations, but with different numbers, and numbers you may need to use fractions for. So you're probably ready for some practice now. You can move to that. Once you're done with that practice, you can move on to the checkpoint.